What's up, YouTube? We're back on Minecraft, and today is episode 1 of lasaGna Land. So let's go ahead and load into the world. So we load into the world, just like everywhere else, and we're gonna have to punch some trees. So let's just go ahead and get after it, huh?
Is he gone? I think he's gone. Wow, I hate that guy. Just so obnoxious. Anyway, here is the much more charming and handsome voiceover lasagna compared to gameplay lasagna, at least that's for sure. And I will be guiding you through my process of opening Lasagna Land for business. I really had so much fun on this playthrough, and let's go ahead and lay out some of the rules right away. So, number one is minimal mining. I still had to do some just to get some basic items that you can't really get other ways, and also minimal game progression. I want to get fully maxed geared, full diamond, full enchants, while doing minimal game progression and minimal mining. That's the whole point. This is the farming run. That's why, I'm calling it Lasagna Land, because I'm really just making a base and trying to live off of that. And in the process, I had so many technical issues. I'm showing you a little bit of them here now. Don't worry, they do get better.
What is this? Oh, yes. Okay, let's sleep. Hold on. Oh, brewing stand? Okay, hold on, wait, this is so good. Wait, we need to get down in there and go to sleep so that they don't get murdered. This is an awesome village. Okay, wait, I'm stoked about it. Let's go ahead and just... Hey, buddy. I'll take that. But you can have... Look at this. Nice flint and steel. Right? Or is it daytime already? Let's just do it anyway. Okay, sweet. So this is where everything begins. I'm gonna set up shop in this village. I'm gonna keep these villagers safe. We're gonna get our farms going. Wheat and sugarcane. And yeah, man. We're gonna get after it. So let's figure out where we want to set up. I think we should set up our farms over in this area.
Wow, that guy really likes hearing himself talk, huh? Anyway, he is right, though. The first step was finding a village. It took us over 1,000 blocks.
This.
Because, well, again, the rendering issue was definitely a problem. I'm sure that I passed other villages on the way. But we got there in the end, and now it's time to start farming. Like I said, this is the whole point of the challenge, so we got to get started, all right? And we're really just setting up the basic necessities right now. I have a couple of seeds I have from the travel here. Just plant those right away. And we also have a bit of sugarcane as well. You can see in my hotbar. But first, before anything else, it's time to start the generational beef between me and the iron golems. I end up killing so many of these guys by hand and also automated throughout this video. I mean, you guys will see. But I figured I'd show you this one, the first one, in its entirety, to just savor that violence against the iron golems, They truly are despicable creatures that deserve every bit of pain that comes their way. So, there we go. First kill. Acquire hardware, as you can see. And let's go ahead and start planting our sugarcane. This is really crucial for enchants. Like I said, I do want to get the gear fully enchanted. So this is really just kind of a mandatory step. And we'll get into more of the specifics later. There is other things you could do, but this is just a safety measure, essentially. And getting that started off, we're doing pretty well. And it's time to move on to the next step, which is digging out a cow and sheep pit, which will be used for all of my food for the remainder of the gameplay, as well as white wool, which will come into later. Not in this episode. I'm hoping in the future, that will be able to come to fruition in a great way, but we'll save that for later. All right. So I also got lucky as well that they already had a little animal pen in this village, so I didn't have to go and chase down some cows. That was actually really nice. So let's go ahead and get these guys to their new home. A little bit larger. They'll probably appreciate that. And let's let the inbreeding begin, eh? forgot how long it takes to lure the cows over.
All right,
I
come
wasn't
on, lads. And we are.
okay.
All right. Off to a great start.
Wow, that dude just keeps on interrupting me. No shame. All right, so here we are digging out a little area behind the pen, and I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the comments. But I've always done this rather than building a structure. I always tend to just dig one out rather than building it. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's just like something in my brain. It just makes more sense, I guess. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you guys do. But at least for my starter bases, it's always just dug into the side of the cliff. I mean, I've even done that in speedruns before, like when I'm doing enchants. But anyway. And I'm setting up my little vacuum lock, because the cows are already trying to get in. These guys are really quite something else. But yeah, as you can see, the farm has really come together here. We already have a bunch of cows and a bunch of sheep. And yeah, I mean, that's going to be the food. And here as well, we see our first massive innovation. I'm going to show this again later in the video, but this is a automatic seed, wheat, and bread farm. It can also just work with any crop, but I chose to just use wheat because that's the only crop I had, actually, and it's also a great crop. And moving on down the line of the Industrial Revolution, we have the starts of our Iron Golem farm. So I talked about this a little before, but yeah, this was huge. Well, first of all, for just actually setting up all the other farms for the hoppers, but also for the iron tools, the armor, iron for shields, buckets, just, iron is a crucial part of this game. And yeah, as you can see, there was so many technical difficulties. I had to keep that in the video just because it's just the experience that I had. But yeah, we're going to try and get that figured out for future episodes. I'm actually going to, I intend on building a more powerful PC that can hopefully handle it a little better. But yeah, here I'm just beefing with the Iron Golem before I go back to showing off how far lasaGna has come in such short amount of time. It really was a unique way to play the game. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people play like this. I just never have. So it was really fun for me to give this a shot. And we can see over in the back corner there, the lava farm, which, yeah, we can see here we have all these lava buckets, which is great for experience, actually, because obviously that just means free smelting. And I end up smelting down a bunch of stone, really just for experience, but then it ends up kind of inspiring me to maybe try and make some of the builds look a little better, because I have access to the stone cutter as well, so I can make, stone brick stairs, all of that kind of jazz. But yeah, here I'm just wanting to show. It's so funny watching back, because I don't even have my face cam on the original recording, and I'm literally going through, like, showing off everything, like, trying to brag about it. It's so funny. But yeah, here is where I keep all of my volunteers, which I have housed quite generously. And yeah, they're just being stored here for now until I have a more sinister purpose for them in the near future. But we'll see that shortly. Again, I'm just showing off the auto smelting. It actually is really great for levels, because initially I was planning on enchanting some of the gear just by hand. That's why I did an enchantment table. And, level 30 enchants is kind of a lot to get to. So, all right, let's go ahead and show off the Iron Golem farm. It is functioning quite beautifully, as we can see. Let's check the drops. Almost a stack. That's pretty nice. And we actually see an Iron Golem fall in as we're down here, so we know it works. All right, this is the more sinister reason to have all of those villagers. It's for a villager trading hall. So if you guys have seen other people play survival Minecraft, as a let's play, or just an extended playthrough besides just beating the game, this is a very common idea, and this was my intention from the start. Was this essentially? So, yeah, it's a really cool mechanic that they added to Minecraft. Villagers used to be kind of useless, frankly, but things have changed, man. Things have really changed in this game, and it really enabled this playthrough to even exist in the first place. What I'm talking about, we'll get into the future, but it's just the fact that you're capable of getting diamond gear, enchanted diamond gear, like good diamond gear, and enchanted books as well, by just trading. And also with some of the automated farms, you can actually essentially set up an emerald farm because the villagers will accept items for emeralds as well as emeralds for items, and you can essentially just get like all of the trades that the villagers are willing to give you essentially means you have infinite of those items, which is really quite awesome. So here I am just setting it up, and like I said before, this is like the first thing in Lasagna Land that I tried to make look at least decent, and you'll see the final product at the end of the video. But yeah, here I am just building it. Yeah, man, like I said, it really was a unique way to play for just for me. I know other people, you know, play like this, and that's cool and all. I'm not trying to throw shade on it. It's just that I'm definitely like a huge efficiency kind of guy. And this is really just not the most efficient way to play, frankly. If you want to get diamond gear, like max diamond gear quickly and efficiently, the way you do it is by speedrunning the game, getting an elytra, and then looting ancient cities. And frankly, that's actually not even the fastest way. You can actually, I mean, this is insane. Bruce actually showed me this. It's really cool. I don't have it installed, but there's a mod that you can get that can show you, like if you ask it for a specific enchant, it can show you like how many bookshelves and how many levels you need to guarantee that enchantment. Because it's just, you know, based on like your seed or whatever and stuff like that. I'm not the most technical guy, but yeah, you can literally just get a mod that will tell you how to like get max enchants for like very cheap essentially. But anyway, this is my process of getting these guys into their new homes, and I figured I would just play this out pretty much in its entirety in normal motion because this was an absolute nightmare for me. I mean, like I said before, I've never done this, so the lack of experience is definitely showing here. But oh my gosh, this took me forever. And I have a couple of tips for you as well if you're watching at home. So first of all, you see all of these guys down here picking up jobs. So that's the first thing, is that they'll naturally be drawn to these job blocks. So you don't actually even have to lure them down here in the first place. The difficulty is about getting them into those little slots, right? And the way you do that is really just with minecarts. I mean, I'm sure you've seen other people do it, but how I would recommend, like the easiest way, is just lay a horizontal line of rail, like on the floor, and throw like a million minecarts on it, and they'll just accidentally get in the minecart, and then they'll be stuck there. And from there, you can easily direct the minecarts into whatever hole you want to put them in. You'll see that later in the video. But yeah, I finally decided to get the rails. And I thought it was so funny here, too. I don't even do what I'm saying. I'm like, 2 rails is good enough. And I just put the minecart there and try and push him into the minecart. Oh my gosh. This was so silly. I mean, I got so lucky that this even worked in the first place. I mean, seriously, guys, like the way I said to do it, just do it that way. It'll save you so much of a headache. And if you already have an iron farm, which if you're making a villager trading hall, I guess you don't necessarily need one, but I would probably recommend having one before then. It's really not the hardest thing to build. There's no reason not to just have a million minecarts and a million rails. It's free, essentially. So, yeah, you can just watch me struggle here. Just enjoy the pain and suffering. Oh my gosh, I surely did not. Yeah, I mean, this really just took forever. Like I said, just do it the way that I said. Don't do what I'm doing. I have almost 2 stacks of iron, and I'm trying to conserve iron, like not using too many minecarts or rails. Like, what am I doing? Oh my gosh, it's like painful to watch back the footage. Just like it's just reminding me of all the time that I wasted, but that's okay. It was for the video. It was for a good cause. I mean, jeez, man, this is really the longest section of the video. Can we figure it out, fellas? So yeah, I end up coming back up here to try and lure more down because I stupidly broke all of the job blocks, so they're not getting lured down anymore. I mean, really just a mess. I really just made a complete mess of the situation. So we're not going to show the rest of the villagers getting put in their spots. Just the first one. But oh man. Yeah, he actually isn't even the first one. I think there was like 3 down there that I somehow managed to get in. But oh my god, yeah, and here I am. Like they're talking to each other. I'm trying to like, hey, come get a job. Don't you want to be a proactive member of society? They're not interested. And here we go. Just from dumb luck, he wandered into the minecart. That's what I was kind of saying earlier. But just do it more efficiently than that. You know what I mean? Like have a bunch more minecarts. So you have a bunch more chances at having them randomly just walk into it. All right, so there we go. And I'm even struggling to put down the trapdoors. Wow. Elite level gameplay. Incredible stuff. Truly remarkable. All right, let's move on. And that brings us to present day. So I want to go through a little bit of an overview of how the base has come along and what our plans are for the future, okay? So first things first, yes, this is my own personal Stonehenge, and I've decided to keep it in because it's a part of my history. I've graduated to an iron farm, which I'll show in more detail, but before then I would manually kill all of the iron golems. Yes, by pillaring up, and it was really annoying, and that's why I did the iron farm. But obviously the first step was finding a village, which actually took me forever. You can see I'm over 1,000 blocks out. That was a little bit because of the rendering issues that I showed a little bit at the start. That was really such a huge concern. And I want to give a shout out to Ruse for helping me kind of optimize my Minecraft. But anyways, after that, we got the basic farm set up. I just planted carrots and potatoes to make sure I had a huge stock of if I ever want them, for like golden carrots, for instance. And we graduated actually to an automated farm, and I gave it way more storage than it will ever need. But this is great. It produces seeds, a little bit of wheat, and a bunch of bread, which can be used for all different sorts of breeding, which is fantastic. And I have my little staircase to heaven here that allows me to access it, and just a lightning rod up there, so I can leave it open on the top, and these guys have no danger of turning into witches. Nice little tip. I wish I could remember who I got this design from. I'm sorry, but I can't. But it's really just a basic design, just an 8x8 farm for each of these guys to deal with. And then they can only trade with this villager here, who will never accept the drops. They'll get funneled into these hoppers. And pretty simple stuff. But anyway, ooh, that's a little bit embarrassing. But anyway, let's continue on. You guys have already seen the sheep and cow pen. This thing was great for getting me started. Let's go ahead and show off the iron farm. But yeah, this is where I kept everyone stored until I was ready to build the villager breeder. And let's go ahead and head over here. So I will also add the iron farm is way too close to the villager breeder. So if you guys do this at home, make sure to put it farther away because it has completely broken. We can go ahead and just check the drops right now. Is he gone? I think his audio cut out. Thank God. I'm just joking, but yeah, in all seriousness, like I said before, there were so many technical difficulties that were happening during this recording. So yeah, I hope you guys just appreciate the video. It took me a lot of effort and confusion to work out. But yeah, I'm just showing the iron farm in more depth. Like I showed before, it's just a 3-wide hole and then a 3-wide lava pit. Pretty simple stuff, and then in each of those trapdoors, you can probably guess from the sounds, it's just a zombie and some villagers. So I'm just going to drop down and show you guys real quick. Put the zombie in the boat so it doesn't despawn, and you want 3 villagers there. I only have 2 because it's broken anyway, so whatever. But yeah, relatively basic stuff. And yeah, it like I said before, it was a huge help to kind of getting me off the ground. But since I've graduated to the diamond age, I don't really care, and I have all the iron that I would ever need. So here we go. This is the complete villager trader. I think it looks pretty cool. And the Fletchers here are the star of the show. So yeah, I mean, I did the first couple of items completely legit, and it took me so unbelievably long that I was like, you know what, I'm duping items. And that's what it is right there, the tripwire hooks. So in the most modern version of the game, over in this corner right here, you are just going to need to make a tripwire hook duper. It's a really common idea, frankly, for villager trading halls, so I didn't feel too bad about it. It used to be like string duping or, whatever. Like I said, pretty common idea. But yeah, you pretty much just dupe an item that you can trade emeralds for, and then now you have infinite emeralds, which means you have infinite trades. And you can trade for, diamond sword, pickaxe, axe, shovel, all that stuff, all of the armor, everything that I've got on, I got from trading. So, and you can see as well, the enchants are pretty nuts. I mean, they're not technically like the best possible, but for my circumstances, they are. Prot 4, Unbreaking 3, Mending, that's really all you would ever need. And I have some other cool books in here for the future, maybe. But pretty cool stuff. I'm really stoked. Like I mean, I've said this a bunch of times, but it really was such an interesting way for me to play this game. I really never play like this because, frankly, it's just not efficient. Like, it's fun and it's cool in theory, and it's really cool if you're playing with a bunch of people because then it's probably faster. But for solo, it just doesn't make any sense. Like I said, you can beat the game with iron armor or no armor, so do that, and then loot end cities for diamond gear. You also again never have to mine in that way of playing either. So yeah, but again, that would progress the storyline, I guess, progress the game, which was another thing that I wanted to avoid. Specifically going the farming route, and I'm really happy with how it all went. It was a lot of fun playing like this. It was really just a completely different game than I've ever really played, and that's my favorite thing about Minecraft, man. It's like the beauty in this game is all the different ways that you can play it. Obviously, vanilla, like just speedrunning or the way I'm playing, or even with mods or online, like Hypixel and all that stuff. It really is such a great game, and it's refreshing to see in a time of, FIFA 2025 or whatever, getting pumped out every year for $60 rather than just updating it. It's really cool. So yeah, here I am. I'm showing the Nether here. I got super lucky spawning next to a fortress because, again, I didn't want to progress the game at all. So when I was getting an extra brewing stand for the clerics to get all the ender pearls, I was really lucky to just run in, grab one blaze rod, and then get out. And then in the future, I actually went back to get all of the Eyes of Ender. And if you've been wondering what's going on with that, well, yeah, you'd be right. The next video is going to be beating the Ender Dragon and getting the Elytra. It's something I've really been looking forward to, actually using an Elytra in a survival world that I continue playing. So something to definitely look forward to. I hope you guys are just as excited as I am. But I think that wraps up the tour. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.